The Motherhood Studies Practitioner certification is a 10-week online program that is the culmination of 10 years of my work in this space of researching motherhood. My focus is as a sociologist. What that means is, in the same way that a scientist would examine something in their lab under their microscope and come up with conclusions and make interesting links and discoveries, I take that lens as a social scientist and I look at our social world. And I look at it specifically interested in the experiences of mothers and what motherhood means in our society and culture. There is a whole field dedicated to this type of inquiry called Motherhood Studies. It's an area of research which is interdisciplinary. So even though I draw from my understandings as a sociologist, Motherhood Studies more broadly draws from lots of different disciplines and a range of different understandings and types of knowledge creation. And motherhood studies is a really under-recognized area of study and research institutionally and in your training. I believe that everybody and anybody who works with mothers, who wants to work with mothers, who is a mother or who is passionate about supporting mothers needs to have access to this information and these ways of understanding. Because what this information does is it revolutionizes our understanding, our perspective, and our experience of what motherhood means and what the potential of motherhood can mean. When women become mothers, they not only go through a transformation and transition that involves a sense of shifts to their identity, shifts to their relationships, shifts to their contextual world, their relationship to their paid work, if they're in paid employment. There are so many changes that women go through when they become mothers. But the missing piece here that is not known about enough is that when women become mothers, they also enter into a particular social realm, because mother is a social role, and attached to that social role are particular expectations around what it means to be a good mother in our society and culture. And the way that this social role is set up means that it is taken for granted as normal. It is taken for granted as the way that things should be and the way that we are supposed to be if we want to support the growth, nurturance, and development of our children. But the way that motherhood is set up socially and culturally means that so many mothers struggle to feel as though they are not good enough, that they're not doing a good enough job, that they are alone in the challenges of this transition. But the burdens that mothers face and the burdens and challenges that they carry and confront are so often actually examples of structural failures. They're part of cultural and social patterns that are playing out over and over again. I want us as practitioners, as researchers, as students, as scholars, as people who are passionate about supporting mothers, I want us to understand how and why motherhood is a social and cultural institution so that we can start making changes socially, culturally, which will impact and do shape the individual mother's experience. If this is something that sounds interesting and fascinating to you and for you, know that you are not alone in this. This certification, I have run 2 rounds of it so far. This is the 3rd round. The women who come into this program are incredible. They are from across all parts of the globe. They are in all sorts of different disciplines. Head down to the testimonials to see some of the experiences and hear some of the experiences of participants who have been through this course. The course is 10 weeks long. We start September 20th. There is a 2-week break period in there to allow you time to catch up on content from the modules. But you'll also have 6 months access to all of the content. So you can work through it, self-study at your own pace if you would like to. Each week we have 2 Zoom tutorials that you can come along to, both of them, one of them, or none of them. They are recorded for you to rewatch in your own time. They're a beautiful opportunity for you to connect with other women in the course, for you to connect with me, ask me any questions that you have about the content. I would love to see you as part of this course to join this growing community of motherhood revolutionaries, right? We are passionate about seeing change in the way that motherhood is conceived of and experienced in our societies and cultures across the world, to know that we are in this together. And this work, it's professional development work, but it also involves so much of our own personal growth and personal experiences of transformation and evolution. Check out the rest of the information on this page. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My email is info@drsophiebrock.com, and I would love to connect with you further.